Are we finally seeing a shift in the Northern Virginia housing market? More inventory, longer days on market, buyers having some choice in where they're going to make an offer. But don't get it twisted, prices are still rising. Hey everyone, I'm Kristin Borostyan with eXp Realty, List with Kristin. If you are new here, please hit the like and subscribe button and leave a comment below about what you think the market is doing, especially in your neighborhood. I love to read those kinds of comments. But today I'm breaking down exactly what's happening during this time period. This is the late summer, early fall across Northern Virginia and Fairfax County. I want you to know what it means if you're buying or selling this fall. So let's get into it. But first, since I'm selling a home in the Fairfax County area at 9099 Blue Jug Landing in Burke, all of the information that I'm putting forth to you today rings true. So should you want to know my personal experience, just reach out. I'll share what's happening from my perspective. And if you're looking to list, we're going to need to put together a strategy so that we can capture what's actually happening in this early fall market. But first, let's go ahead and zoom out and look at the big picture across all of Northern Virginia. Inventory is surging. Active listings in August were up 36% compared to last year. That's one of the biggest year-over-year jumps we've seen in years. That gives buyers more homes to choose from. The months of supply rose to about 1.8. Now that's still technically a seller's market. Remember, a balanced market is about 5 or 6 months of supply, but the increase tells us that conditions are shifting towards balance. Days on market stretched up to 26, up 44% from last year. So instead of homes going under contract in a weekend or the following week, many are now taking close to a month to go under contract. Prices are still moving upward. The median sales price across Northern Virginia came up at $880,000. That's up 2.5% year over year. And here's the interesting part. Despite homes taking longer to sell, sales volume actually rose 6% to more than $1.27 billion. That means buyers are still out there. They're just taking their time and being more selective to find the home that they want to make an offer on. So now let's narrow in and dive deep on Fairfax County because the local story is a little bit different and I want you to understand what's going on in our backyard. The median sales price here was up about $755,000. That's up about 1.3% from last year. So that's a little bit slower pace than the region overall, but it still shows steady appreciation. Homes sold dropped to around 1,100, which is about a 6% decrease year over year. So even though more homes are available, not every listing is moving. The average days on market jumped to 50, up from about 35 last year. So that's 2 extra weeks that sellers need to be patient and 2 extra weeks that our buyers are certainly out there shopping for their new home and they're negotiating on those homes. Sellers are also starting to see some flexibility in the offers. So homes sold at about 99.7% of their list price. That's only down slightly from last year. And only about 34% of those homes went above ask compared to 40% last year. So starting to tick down. The takeaway of that, Fairfax County is stabilizing. Sellers are benefiting from price growth, but buyers are gaining a little bit of leverage, especially if they're patient. They can go out and look for a few weeks. So what's really changing? Inventory is up. That's giving buyers more choice and creating a less frenzied pace. Homes are staying on the market longer. No more blink and you miss it listings, right? Buyers can breathe a little bit. Bidding wars are slowing down. We are still seeing them in very hot pockets in certain neighborhoods, but fewer homes are getting multiple offers over list price. Balance is returning. This is not a crash. It's a normalization after years of overheated conditions. So for buyers, that means less pressure, more negotiating room, more inventory. For sellers, it means you need a sharper pricing and marketing strategy in order to stand out and attract those buyers. So if you're buying this fall, here's how to really take advantage of these shifts. So the first thing is obviously to get pre-approved, to know your numbers. Mortgage rates are still the biggest factor in your monthly payment and in buyers getting out there to make an offer. Be patient but decisive. Homes aren't flying off the market in a weekend, but the best ones will move fast. So if you find the right home, make the offer. Use inspections and contingencies. With less competition, you don't have to waive everything just to win. Protect yourself while still writing a strong offer. And you know what? Sellers are actually expecting that you're going to have a inspection, financing, and probably an appraisal contingency. Watch for sale price drops. Sellers' homes that sit on the market most likely are going to reduce their price, giving you an opportunity to get it at a better price and negotiate. Remember, in this market, preparation plus timing can help you land the right home without overpaying, and you also get to do all the contingencies that you need to with the inspection and the appraisal. Sellers, here's our new fall reality. Homes are still selling, but strategy matters more than ever. Price it right from the start. Overpricing it is going to cost you valuable time. And because buyers have more choice, we want them making decisions, as your home hits the market. Presentation is everything. You've got to have it staged well. You have to have professional photography, curb appeal. The things that stand out on your listing, both online and in person, make a difference with these buyers. That's where my staging to sold, ready, set, punch list makes a big difference. I'm going to help you get it market ready. You are going to want to market your home aggressively. You can't just rely on the MLS to get your home sold. With my experience with the luxury division here at eXp, I give all my listings, especially here, global exposure. I use all tech forward marketing, and I have direct agent reach out, making sure that they know I have a property maybe for one of their buyers. You need to be open to the feedback. If showings aren't converting to offers, it may be time to adjust your price or your terms. You've got to be flexible here. In short, what it means is homes that are prepped and marketed well are still selling quickly and for top dollar. The ones that aren't, well, they're sitting or they're going to take multiple price reductions, wasting valuable time. So what should you keep your eye on this fall? Well, mortgage rates, of course. If rates dip, buyer activity could surge again, right? So if the rates go down, obviously everybody gets back out into the housing market to see if they can win a house. If they go up, we may see more hesitation in those buyers making offers. Inventory trends. Typically, supply falls a little bit after this timeline, especially as we get into winter. And if it stays high, that's a big signal that the market is becoming more balanced, right? We want a balanced market during this time, and we want it balanced for a longer period of time. There's still price growth. Are we still, seeing slow but, steady pricing? Yes, we're seeing that appreciation. So what should we keep our eye on this fall? Well, the number one thing that everybody always watches are mortgage rates. If rates dip, buyer activity surges again. If they rise, we may see less buyers on the market. Inventory trends. Typically, supply falls in the winter. If it stays high, that's a big signal the market is rebalancing long term. Price growth. Are we still seeing slow but steady appreciation, or will it flatten? We're going to start watching that. The DC job market, employment, and government spending obviously play a huge role in our local housing demand. I'm going to be watching all of that closely and breaking them down in the next couple of months, and it's also going to inform my sellers what they need to do when the pricing and putting their home on the market comes to fruition. Now, this is your monthly Northern Virginia and Fairfax County housing update. If you're a buyer, this market gives you options and negotiation power. If you're a seller, you're still going to benefit from steady increase of prices, but only if you price smart right out of the gate and you market strategically. If you are thinking about making a move, let's talk strategy. Call me at 703-888-9886 or hop over on my website, KristinBorostyan.com. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, or hit the bell so you never miss a monthly market update. I hope this was informative for you, and I'll see you on the next one.